Managing one successful store is a significant achievement. It demands a constant, hands-on approach. You're not just running a business, you're a vital part of a local community. Every day presents a new set of challenges. you know. Business owners must meticulously track inventory, manage complex staff schedules, and, most importantly, cultivate a deep personal understanding of their local customer base, their habits, their preferences, their daily lives. Now imagine scaling that intricate challenge to 50 locations, then 100, or even 500 locations spread across the country. The complexity doesn't just add up, it grows exponentially. That intimate, on-the-ground knowledge that makes a single store thrive becomes nearly impossible to maintain. Each store operates within its own unique ecosystem, a distinct neighborhood with its own rhythm, its own customer behaviors, and its own set of local competitors. Each faces a specific set of challenges, from local construction projects to parking availability. A marketing strategy that works wonders in a bustling city center like New York may completely fail in a quiet suburban town outside of Dallas. A product that flies off the shelves in one location might gather dust in another. This is the multi-location maze that businesses are forced to navigate every single day. And far too often, they do it with severely limited visibility into what is actually happening on the ground at each individual site. For national or global brands, this fractured landscape of local realities creates a massive, dangerous blind spot. Headquarters might see aggregated, high-level sales data that looks perfectly fine. A green arrow pointing up can mask a dozen red flags underneath. But they miss the crucial, granular nuances that truly drive performance. Why did foot traffic suddenly drop at the Miami branch last Tuesday? Is a new, aggressive competitor in Chicago stealing local search traffic? Are the business hours listed online for the Seattle store incorrect, turning away potential customers every single evening? Did an unexpected snowstorm in Denver keep shoppers at home? Was a local street festival in Austin diverting all the foot traffic? Is the Los Angeles location showing as temporarily closed on a key mapping service? These are not small details. They are the fundamental building blocks of local success or failure. Each one represents a customer won or lost. Without a system to monitor these thousands of daily local signals, companies are effectively flying blind. They're forced into making critical decisions based on incomplete, generalized, or dangerously outdated information. The traditional methods for gathering this local intelligence are simply not built for the modern world. They are slow, manual, and inefficient. They rely on painstaking manual data collection, endless email chains, and anecdotal reports from regional managers who are already stretched thin. The result is often a collection of complex spreadsheets that are obsolete the very moment they're finally compiled. This fundamentally reactive approach means that by the time a problem is even identified at headquarters, significant revenue may already be lost, and customer trust may be eroded. For example, a sudden spike in negative reviews at one location could silently poison that store's reputation for weeks before the pattern is noticed and lands on someone's desk. In today's hyper-competitive, fast-paced market, that kind of delay isn't just a problem. It's a critical and often fatal disadvantage. To compete and win, businesses need to evolve. They must move from slow, manual analysis to real-time, automated insight that empowers proactive decisions. The core problem isn't a lack of data. In fact, it's the opposite. The sheer volume, variety, and velocity of local data are simply beyond human capacity to process effectively. Think about it. Each customer search, every review left online, each navigation request to a store, every photo uploaded, every question asked on a business profile, each of these actions creates a new, valuable data point, a signal. For a business with hundreds of outlets, this quickly multiplies into millions of distinct signals every single week. Without the right tools to capture, filter, and analyze this flood of information, the data is just noise. It's a sea of potential insight that remains untapped, a chorus of customer voices that goes unheard. The fundamental challenge, therefore, is not a lack of data. It is the lack of a scalable, intelligent system to interpret that data in real time, to automatically diagnose problems at the local level, and to turn those powerful insights into profitable actions across an entire network of locations. In response to this widespread challenge, Google has developed a powerful new solution. It is called UBI, Universal Business Intelligence. Not another dashboard or analytics platform, but an autonomous AI agent for businesses with many physical locations. An intelligent layer over your entire portfolio of stores, a dedicated operations analyst for each location. A shift from tools you use to an agent that works for you, constantly monitoring performance. UBI makes sense of local business signals. Flowchart, Google Business Profile, Maps, search feeding into UBI and outputting alerts. Connects directly to Google Business Profile. Connects directly to Google Maps. Connects directly to Google Ads. It continuously tracks critical metrics per outlet. Changes in foot traffic. Peak visit times. How your store appears in local search results. UBI doesn't just show raw data. It contextualizes it. It notices a 10% drop in website clicks for your downtown branch is a problem, and brings that problem directly to your attention. It diagnoses issues autonomously. It identifies the why behind the numbers. If visits drop at a specific store, it investigates possible causes. It might flag a recent string of negative reviews. It could identify a new competitor on the block, or find an incorrect service area on your business profile. It doesn't stop at diagnosis. It suggests concrete fixes. UBI gives clear, actionable recommendations. Example: respond to the 3 most recent negative reviews for the Dallas store to improve sentiment. Example: add new photos to a listing. Reason: competitors in that area saw a 22% increase in customer interactions after doing so. UBI acts like an experienced, data-driven consultant for every location you operate. To truly grasp the power of UBI, we need a clear, practical framework. Our creative strategy for understanding it is simple. We call it From Signals to Sales. From Signals to Sales. This framework is designed to cut through the technical jargon, the complex machine learning models, and the abstract discussions about artificial intelligence. Instead, it focuses purely on the practical, real-world value the AI agent delivers to your business every single day. We will follow the complete journey, starting with a single raw data signal, like a potential customer searching for a coffee shop nearby, and trace it all the way to a tangible business outcome, like increased foot traffic and higher sales at a specific store location. Throughout this guide, we will use a clear end-to-end example to show exactly how UBI identifies an opportunity or a problem, diagnoses its root cause, recommends a precise, actionable solution, and helps you measure the direct impact on your growth. This is not about celebrating technology for its own sake or getting lost in the mechanics of how the AI works. It is about harnessing that technology to make smarter decisions, take faster action, and achieve better business results. In the sections that follow, we will break down this journey into 3 clear, understandable acts: signals, diagnosis, and finally, action and outcome. First, we will explore the raw signals that UBI constantly monitors. This is the foundation. You will learn about the specific data points it pulls from Google Maps and Google Business Profiles, such as real-time foot traffic patterns, local search impressions, and high-intent customer behavior signals like clicks to call or requests for directions. We will show you what these signals look like in their raw form and, more importantly, how UBI is trained to distinguish between normal fluctuations and a meaningful change that requires attention. This first step is all about understanding the raw ingredients, the sights and sounds of the digital world, that the AI uses to generate its powerful insights, forming the essential foundation of its intelligence and its unparalleled analytical capabilities. Without clean signals, there can be no clear diagnosis. Next, we will move from signals to diagnoses. This is where the AI truly begins to shine, moving beyond simple monitoring to active investigation. We will present several real-world scenarios, showing how UBI connects the dots between seemingly unrelated events. For instance, we will walk through our coffee shop example, showing how the system links a sudden drop in visibility and direction requests on Google Maps directly to an outdated business listing. It doesn't just see the drop, it investigates. It correlates the timing of the drop with a spike in negative reviews, all mentioning that the store was closed despite the listing saying it was open. You will see examples of the exact alerts and diagnostic reports that UBI generates. No more digging through spreadsheets or manually comparing reports. The system transforms streams of complex, noisy data into simple, clear-cut problem statements that anyone, from a regional director to a local store manager, can understand and act on immediately. Finally, we will focus on the most important part of the journey, turning diagnosis into action and action into measurable outcomes. An insight is only valuable if it leads to an improvement. We will detail the specific, prioritized recommendations UBI provides. These aren't vague suggestions. They are concrete steps tailored to the diagnosed problem. This can range from simple but critical fixes, like correcting the business hours for our Chicago coffee shop, to more strategic moves, like launching a hyper-local ad campaign to counter a new competitor that UBI has detected opening nearby. We will also discuss its powerful ability to take action on your behalf. With your permission, UBI can be configured to automate routine but critical tasks, like correcting listing errors, freeing your team to focus on serving customers instead of managing data. Crucially, the loop closes with measurement. UBI doesn't just recommend a fix, it tracks the impact. In our example, it would monitor direction requests, foot traffic, and sales data in the days and weeks after the hours were updated, quantifying the revenue lift from that single action. By the end of this guide, you will have a practical, complete picture of how UBI acts as an intelligent bridge, turning a constant, overwhelming flood of digital signals into a clear, profitable path toward increased local sales and operational excellence. This is the promise of UBI, an autonomous operations analyst that analyzes local signals to diagnose problems, recommend actions, and ultimately help your business improve performance, one location at a time. Let's begin with one of the most fundamental signals Google's UBI agent tracks: physical foot traffic. In the digital age, it's easy to get lost in clicks and impressions. But for any brick-and-mortar business, the simple act of a customer walking through the door remains the ultimate proof of relevance. It's the physical manifestation of your brand's appeal, your marketing's effectiveness, and your connection to the local community. This flow of people is the very heartbeat of your physical locations. Understanding this heartbeat is the first step to optimizing it. To do this, UBI ingests anonymized and aggregated location data from the millions of Google Maps users who have opted into sharing their location history. It's crucial to understand that this process is built on a foundation of user privacy. The agent never sees personally identifiable information. It only analyzes broad, collective patterns. This privacy-safe approach allows the agent to build a rich, dynamic picture of visit patterns for each individual store in your network, transforming raw location signals into actionable business intelligence. But UBI doesn't just provide a raw number of visitors. Its real value comes from its ability to analyze trends over time, contextualizing the data so you can see the bigger picture. For example, UBI can alert you that your Boston branch, which typically sees 500 visitors on a Saturday, only saw 350 last weekend. That's a 30% drop. The agent doesn't just flag the number, it prompts an investigation and can even correlate it with external factors, like a sudden nor'easter that blanketed the city in snow, explaining the dip. Beyond just counting total visitors, UBI meticulously analyzes peak visit times, This is where data turns directly into operational efficiency. The agent identifies the busiest hours of each day, the busiest days of each week, and even seasonal peaks for every single location in your portfolio. This information is incredibly valuable for operational planning, allowing you to move from guesswork to data-driven decisions. For instance, the agent might confirm that your Chicago store experiences a massive lunch rush from 12 p.m. to 1:30 p.m. on weekdays. Armed with this specific insight, the local manager can ensure maximum cashier coverage during that 90-minute window, pre-stock grab-and-go items, and schedule staff breaks just before or after the surge, maximizing throughput and customer satisfaction. Meanwhile, your suburban Dallas location might see its peak traffic between 4 p.m. and 6 p.m. as people head home from work and run errands. Knowing this allows for smarter inventory management, ensuring popular end-of-day products are fully stocked. By understanding these granular patterns, businesses can optimize staffing levels, ensuring enough employees for busy periods and avoiding overstaffing during lulls, which directly impacts labor costs and profitability. But the true power of UBI lies in its ability to detect deviations from these established norms. This is where the agent becomes truly autonomous. First, the agent learns what normal looks like for each store. It creates a sophisticated baseline of expected foot traffic and peak hours, customized for every day of the week and even accounting for seasonality. It understands that a Tuesday morning in February is fundamentally different from a Friday evening in December. This baseline is not a static rule. It's a dynamic learning model of your business rhythm. When reality deviates significantly from this baseline, it triggers an alert. This is the signal that something unexpected is happening that requires your attention. These aren't just data points. They are proactive nudges delivered right to your team. For instance, if your Miami Beach store suddenly experiences a surge in visitors on a Wednesday afternoon, a typically quiet time, UBI will flag this anomaly. It allows you to immediately ask critical questions. Was there a local event, like an unscheduled street fair? Did a nearby competitor unexpectedly close for the day? Was it an early arrival of a cruise ship at the port? This moves your team from passive end-of-month observation to proactive, real-time analysis. You're no longer just reacting to history, you're engaging with the present. This granular tracking of foot traffic, peak times, and anomalies forms the foundational layer of UBI's intelligence. Think of these signals as the primary health metric for a physical location, like a vital sign monitor for your business. A sudden, unexplained drop in visits is like a fever, a clear, early warning sign that something is wrong and needs diagnosis. Conversely, an unexpected spike is an opportunity, a chance to understand what went right so you can learn from it, and potentially replicate that success across other locations. By constantly monitoring these core physical world signals, UBI ensures that you are always aware of the fundamental rhythm of customer flow. It provides the first and most important clue when performance starts to change, giving you the power to act decisively at every single one of your stores. Section 2. Decoding customer intent behavior. Patterns and actions. UBI moves beyond tracking physical presence to decode digital behaviors that precede a visit. It analyzes interactions with your Google Business Profile, creating clear intent signals. One key metric is actions clicks to call your business requests for driving directions clicks to visit your website. Store A has high clicks to call. Store B has high direction requests. These are active expressions of interest from potential customers. UBI shows your San Francisco location got 150 driving direction requests last week. That's a 20% increase from the week before, signaling rising local interest that may become more foot traffic. The agent tracks engagement with listing features, photos, posts, Q&A. If you uploaded a new Denver photo gallery recently, UBI measures the change in engagement. It might report photo views up 40% and users spending about 15 seconds longer on the listing. This quantifies content marketing impact, proving high-quality visuals drive engagement and consideration. UBI analyzes behavior patterns for deeper insights. It identifies correlations between actions. For example, for a cafe chain, high photo views correlated with more driving direction requests within 48 hours. This shows visuals are a critical step in the customer journey. With that insight, prioritize updating photos across locations, confident it directly influences visits. By tracking these behavior patterns, UBI helps you understand why customers choose. It turns your Google business profile from static listing into consumer intelligence. See what customers seek, which content resonates, how digital interactions may become real-world actions. Optimize with hard data for every store.